Hi everybody, welcome to this presentation, the easiest way to get started with pyRevit. And to prove this title, I will show you live how to create custom extension with pyRevit in less than 2 minutes during this presentation. My name is Erik Frits and I teach Revit users who are not afraid of programming how to create custom tools for Revit. I create a lot of content on YouTube, LinkedIn, my newsletter and my learnrevitapi.com website. I'm also creator of EF Tools extension, which is used by thousands of Revit users. And I'm super excited to present for BIM Coordinator Summit 2024. Huge thanks to the team for organizing such an amazing event. First of all, let's actually get clear what will we learn today during this presentation. First of all, we're going to talk about what is pyRevit and why is it so awesome. Secondly, we're going to talk about the benefits of using pyRevit so you can understand why do we even need it. Then I want to explain why pyRevit is the best for creating Revit add-ins, and you will definitely see it during this presentation. Then I'm gonna show you a live demo where we will create a pyRevit extension in just 2 minutes together, and all of you will be able to replicate it together with me. Then I'm gonna show you the overview of my EF pyRevit starter kit, which we're gonna use to create our pyRevit extension. This is truly the best part of this presentation. But that's not all. There's gonna be another bonus for you to help you learn Revit API by the end of this presentation. And then we're gonna close it by showing you the shortcut to learning Revit API. I hope it sounds exciting and you're interested to dive into this. I'm gonna start with the first question: what is pyRevit? pyRevit is a free add-in for Revit. Once you're gonna install it, you're gonna get access to a lot of different tools you can see here on the screen under the pyRevit tab. But that's not all, because pyRevit also has its own pyRevit extension manager, from where you can get even more extensions installed with all the free tools. But again, that's not all. We can also go to the GitHub and type pyRevit in the search bar, and you're gonna find even more extensions. You can see right there I have 242 results, and you can find even more extensions which are not shown in the extension manager by default. And now we're gonna go to the best part about pyRevit, because you see, everything is open source, meaning that inside of Revit you can hold Alt and click on any of the tools to open the source file of any pyRevit tool. And when you're gonna do that, it's gonna open up the folder where most likely you're gonna find the script.py file and an icon. And it's truly amazing because you can open the script.py file and have a look at all the source code. You can use it to learn, you can copy something to your own script, or you can completely copy the whole tool and just adjust it tiny bit for your own office. This is the true value of the pyRevit, and it's super simple to get started. Now, who is pyRevit for, you might be asking? First of all, pyRevit is for the regular Revit users, because pyRevit provides access to hundreds if not thousands of free add-ins for Revit, and any user can start using them today. Secondly, pyRevit is an awesome choice for Revit API beginners. It's perfect for anyone starting out with Revit API, as pyRevit offers the quickest and easiest way to create your own custom toolbar. And lastly, it's a perfect choice for programming experts. No matter if you're just starting out or you already have an experience with programming, pyRevit is the right tool for you. It will save you a lot of time in development and provide the best way to prototype and share your Revit add-ins with your team really quick. And the main benefits of using pyRevit is, first of all, it's a beginner's dream. You get access to thousands of working Python scripts for Revit API and additional extensions. And it means that you can learn from existing code, find reusable code, and you never have to start from scratch. And secondly, it's very easy to share. Unlike Dynamo, pyRevit is simple to share with the team, and you won't hear it works on my machine, so I don't know why it doesn't work on your machine. It either works on all machines, or it doesn't work on none of the machine, which is great because probably there's an issue in the code, you can go there, fix it, and it's gonna start working for everybody. Then pyRevit offers you a lot of customization. You can develop your own custom Revit tools and extension to tailor your specific needs and custom workflows in your office. And lastly, you're gonna join a great community of Revit users and developers who contribute tools, scripts, and we support each other on this journey, like I do right now to you. And the best part, pyRevit is by far the easiest way to create your Revit add-ins. Because you see, all you have to do is create this kind of folder structure, and then pyRevit knows what to do next to create your own toolbar in Revit. And again, I know this example might look a little bit too complicated because there are too many folders, too many different names, but let's kind of simplify it. This is the bare bones you need to create. You need 4 folders. You need to create your .extension folder, you need to create your .tab folder, .panel, and .push button. And this will create a toolbar with one single button. And you see in here, that extension, that tab, that panel, and that push button, they have to stay exactly the same in the end. But you can write anything in the beginning, like EAF, or I can write here BIM Coordinator Summit, or anything you want. And it's gonna work, and it's gonna use the name that you're gonna write there. And I think we all can agree that it cannot be any simpler, because pyRevit is perfect for busy AC professionals who don't have time to get a degree in computer science. You don't have to be a Python expert either. You can start with very little Python knowledge, and you can learn the rest on the go. And I've started without Python basics and learned on the go myself. And also I know about many others who did the same, so I know that you can do it too. And especially nowadays with tools like ChatGPT, I know it's not perfect, but I would pay hundreds a month for a tool like this when I started. And right now you have access to this absolutely for free, which is just amazing. And lastly, in this presentation, I'll provide you the best resources to get started absolutely for free. First of all, you're gonna get my EF pyRevit starter kit, which will allow you to create your own extension in less than 2 minutes and provide all the resources, code samples that you need. And secondly, I'm gonna provide you an ebook, Beginner's Guide to Revit API. This is a comprehensive roadmap that will provide you all the steps that you have to follow to learn Revit API, everything you need to know about Revit API basics, and it's gonna provide you a ton of explanations with code samples. Are you already excited? If you are excited, just write something in the chat, send this maybe emoji of the hands or anything. Just show me how excited are you to get these resources and create your pyRevit extension. And if you are excited, then let's create your own Revit toolbar. And it's gonna be very simple. As I already mentioned, it's all gonna be about this folder structure, and I'm gonna provide it for you in my EF pyRevit starter kit. You see, we're gonna create this live demo right now, where I'm gonna create a pyRevit extension just in front of you. I want you to create your own Revit toolbar, so we will do this in just 2 minutes. It's super quick and simple, and everyone can follow along. Secondly, you're gonna get access to the best Revit API resources. I'm gonna provide you with the most popular and essential resources for Revit API, pyRevit, including my free ebooks. This will give you a roadmap and all the help that you need. And then also, you're gonna get access to my pyRevit code sample library. They're gonna be code snippets for beginners in mind, so I'm gonna leave a lot of comments and keep it very simple. And for more intermediate users, I'm also gonna provide BPF sample forms. This is for creating your custom UIs. And then there are even more links to even more samples. There's nothing out there that has so much value for free for pyRevit beginners, so I'm super excited to give it to you absolutely for free. Now, how do you download EF pyRevit starter kit? First of all, you need to go to learnrevitapi.com/pyrevit-starter-kit, and you're gonna see this kind of form on this website. Let me actually pull it up on my screen. And in here, we're just gonna write my email, and I'm gonna click on download the link. Once you're gonna do that, it's also gonna take you to the thank you page, where you can watch an even comprehensive video about the starter kit. But I'm gonna cover everything you need during this video. Now, once you're gonna fill your email in this form, you're supposed to get email like this, where you will see there's EF pyRevit starter kit, and I'm also gonna ask you, what will you call your pyRevit extension? I would appreciate if you hit the reply and let me know the name of your extension. And then right here, you can download your pyRevit starter kit. Alright, let's click on that, and we're gonna download it. And also in here, again, you're gonna see the link to the same video that I just showed you, where I'm gonna explain about it. And there's gonna be a written tutorial on how to do that. And if you don't know where to get pyRevit, you will find it right here. There's gonna be a link right here to the latest version, or you can go to the pyRevit GitHub and download it from there. Now, I'm gonna close this, and I will pull up the folder where I placed my EF pyRevit starter kit downloaded file. You're gonna get the zip file from where we wanna kinda copy this EF pyRevit starter kit.extension. Just copy it, and you can place it on any location on your computer. I'm gonna place it right here. But you see, one of the most common places to save your extension is to go to the app data, and you can use syntax like this. And then you can create any folders here. It's also the place where you're gonna find the pyRevit masters folder. We're gonna find the kind of pyRevit itself. And right here, I created any location on your PC. And don't always stress where you place it, because you can just take this folder structure, move it to another location, tell pyRevit, okay, look here now, and that's it. So don't overstress this. Now, you have your extension, we need to do 2 things. First of all, we need to rename a few folders. Because as you remember, it's all about the folder structure. And if I'm gonna pull up this email again and scroll a little bit, you'll see this image again, and then in here it says rename blue folders. So we need to rename our .extension and .tab. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna call this extension BIM Summit to keep it short, and then I'm gonna do the same for the tab folder inside of it. I'm gonna select that, and then I'm gonna call it also BIM Summit. Now, I made everything I want for now with this extension. Now, all I have to do is go back to where my .extension, and I wanna copy the folder path where it's located. This is important, because now when we're gonna go to the Revit, we're gonna go to pyRevit tab. I'm gonna click here on pyRevit, settings, and we need to provide this path so pyRevit knows where our extension is located. Now, in here, I already have a bunch of different paths because I have a bunch of different extensions. I'm gonna click here on add folder. I'm gonna paste it right here. And make sure you don't select the .extension itself. You need the path outside of it. Now, I'm gonna click on select folder, and that's it. And now I'm gonna click on save settings and reload, and you're supposed to see a new extension in Revit appear. And it's gonna have the name whatever you called your .tab folder. In my case, I called it BIM Summit, so right here I can see this extension. And we've just created this folder structure with all these tools, and it was very simple. Now, we're not done with this, because now we're gonna have an overlook about the starter kit, because I want you to get the most out of it. There is a video where you can go in more depth about it, but I'm just gonna cover the basics. In here, first of all, there are like placeholder panels and dev panels, and these are just empty placeholders. You can click on them and you're just gonna see this kind of message that button 1 was clicked. It again tells you that you can hold Alt and open any folder in this extension to see the source code. And this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna hold Alt, click on the button, and we're gonna have a look inside. You can see that this button has opened, and inside there's an icon and a script file. You can open, have a look inside. You'll see that in here I opened button 1. And if I scroll through, there are the basic imports, variables, and you can automate your boring work here. And if you want to use my placeholders, just make sure you remove this one, because this is what makes this print statement that button 1 was clicked and yada yada yada. Now, let's go back in here and have a look again. I'm gonna open folder structure one more time, but this time I'm gonna go outside. And you can see that I'm in my dev panel, and in here I have button 1, 2, and 3. And same is in Revit extension. Have your dev panel and button 1, 2, and 3. I'm gonna go outside again. You'll see I have About panel, Dev, Learn Revit API, Placeholders, Resources. And the same you have on the top. You have your About, you have your Resources, Placeholder, Dev, and Learn Revit API. Which means that you can delete any of these folders, you can copy and rename them, and then you're gonna create more panels, more buttons, or you're gonna remove what you don't like. You can also understand more how do pull-down menus work, how do stacks work. You'll notice it's just a folder with a special name. In this case, it needs a .stack in the end, or it needs a URL button, and so on. Then also, you can go to the About page and click right here. And you're gonna get a congratulations message from me, because you've just created your own extension with pyRevit. And all I'm asking in return is that you're gonna click here and leave a testimonial. Let me know about your experiences and share it with others, because if others see about your experience, they will be motivated to try it out as well. And it's super simple to create. Now, let's close that. And now we're gonna focus on the most important thing, the resources. This is where the most value in the starter kit is. Obviously, you're gonna get links to like documentation, to my ebooks. You're also gonna get my templates for working with Dynamo, with pyRevit, the minimum version of the template, which we saw inside of these buttons. But also, you're gonna get resources, you're gonna get code samples, and you're gonna get links to my tutorials. First of all, resources. In here, I put the links to forums. You're gonna see Autodesk University Revit API, where you can learn more about Revit API. In here is going to be also linked to my free lessons. You see, I have learned Revit API course, and I made the first module absolutely free for everyone. So you can access it and have a look, and it's going to help you set up your Revit API development environment and kind of set up autocomplete on all the necessary stuff. Now, if I'm going to go back, now I can focus on the code samples. This is where the most value is. As I've mentioned before, you can get a lot of examples on the GitHub by searching for pyRevit or Revit API, and this is going to take you there. But also, you can get a lot of Python snippets on my Learn Revit API course platform. This is how it looks. There is pyRevit code snippets, and in here you will find a lot. You can read wall materials layers, you can see how to create a beam, how to create different elements, how to get crop box ID, and lots of code snippets. Just have a look around, click on something that you want to see, and you will find these kind of examples of my code snippets. But not only that, I included a lot of code snippets inside of this pyRevit starter kit. For example, if you're new to Revit API and you want to learn more about selection, just left click on this code sample selection, and it's gonna open a folder where all the files located of my samples, but also it's gonna open this kind of sample file itself. In here we have your usual imports and variables which we need, but also you will have here how to get selected elements, how to pick elements for rectangle, how to pick an object, how to pick multiple objects, how to pick point, how to pick box, set selection in Revit UI, and so on. Now, let's have a look at maybe you want to learn more about parameters. You will learn how to pick an object to work with, then here's instance, how to get type parameters, how to read different values, how to get built-in parameters, shared parameter, and so on. Maybe you work with views, so you're gonna go in here, views and sheets, and you're gonna get a lot of different code samples. You're gonna see how to create different views, how to override elements, how to create view filters, and so on. Now, there's also gonna be on the bottom the VPF form sample, because I know this is a very tricky topic to create your custom UI forms in pyRevit. But I also got you covered, because you get access to source code of this form. In here, you can write, for example, maybe we're going to provide some text, checkboxes, you can use this kind of combo box, and we want to filter to something like maybe curtain wall empty. When you click submit, we're going to read all of these values in here, and you can adjust it to your own needs. And you can see how much value is here. And if that's not enough, you can click here on tutorials and just scroll through, and I put here the most important tutorials, the thing you need. Here is the Revit API resources, how to read Revit API documentation, follow my roadmap, and so on, so on, so on. I truly put a lot of effort into this extension, and I'm super excited to share it with all of you absolutely for free. Now, let's go back to the presentation where we stopped. And if you followed along, now this is all yours. You should have this kind of extension in Revit with your own name, and you can make any changes to it. Delete any buttons, create more, copy from other extensions, and just start developing your own tools for Revit. And over time, you will adjust it to your own needs. Now, what should you do with the starter kit? First of all, explore resources in the starter kit. They are there for a reason and they can help you a lot. Then do not ignore code samples. There are a lot of reusable examples, as I've showed you, to help you get started quicker and understand Revit API basics concepts. Then also do not overlook documentation. I've also provided link to the most essential resources at your fingerprints. And lastly, share it with others. Please share the links to these free resources with anyone interested in pyRevit, because I know they all will benefit a lot. And there's also a little trick. Whenever you share a free resource and somebody is going to get a lot of value from this free resource, they're going to associate a lot of this value with whoever has introduced them to this resource. So now it's your chance to share it with others. And also, that's not all. Because you see, I also prepared something else for you. And I'm going to provide you also an ebook, Beginner's Guide to Revit API. And you see, this is a 50-page ebook where I provided a lot of value. There's a roadmap to learning Revit API. No matter where you are in your journey, if you're just completely beginner who don't know anything about programming, or you're somewhere in the middle, I'm going to show you all the concepts that you need to follow along so you learn it one step at a time and you don't feel overwhelmed. There is a roadmap, there are code samples with explanations, and in general, they're just step-by-step Revit API basics to help you learn it. And you can get it absolutely for free on my website, learnrevitapi.com/ebook. And also, if any of you want to take a shortcut in learning Revit API and get access to even more resources, I got something for you. I want to introduce you to the quickest way to learn Revit API. And this is on learnrevitapi.com website. This is my course platform where you will learn how to create custom tools for Revit yourself, and I will be your instructor. You can see what others say about this course, and many of them found a lot of value. And not just in the course, but also in the community that we provide, all the help they get, and all the resources that they get from the course. This course is made for Revit API beginners and intermediate users. Each module starts with the theory, and I make sure to show you how to apply it with multiple practical examples. And by the end of this course, you'll have your own toolbar with a ton of code examples and a library of reusable code snippets. And don't be afraid of getting stuck, because this course comes with Learn Revit API community. That's where we have a community where we can discuss lessons, ask for code help, share our working snippets, and in general, talk about all related things to Revit API. And some of the users found the community already worth the price to joining the course. As you can see, Thomas wrote, additionally, the support in Discord group is very helpful. I think it's the main value of the course. Johan says, the real unexpected gem was the Discord community. Whenever I need help, I can just shoot a quick message and get the answers in the chat. Thomas has also wrote that Learn Revit API community was invaluable. It provides a collaborative and supportive environment. I can see here also, if you struggle with something, ask the community. It's helpful and friendly, we help each other, share the code, and laugh out loud over the hard times. This is not a course you watch once. This is a library of tutorials you keep revisiting whenever you need, and you'll also be a part of Learn Revit API community. Now, what's inside of this course? First of all, as I mentioned earlier, you can see the first module yourself, and it's gonna help you prepare Revit API development environment and kinda explain you the basics about pyRevit and little things here and there. In the second module, you will learn how to read and understand Revit API documentation. The third one, we're gonna learn about how to select and read element properties, how to work with parameters in Revit API, how to make changes to your project using transactions, how to master getting elements with Revit API, everything about Revit API filters, UI forms, to learn about Revit inputs and outputs, and more about views and sheets, how to create and make different things with your views. So what should you do? First of all, you should download my free resources. Make sure you grab the starter kit that I mentioned and the ebook. I spent 100 hours on each of them to help you get started with pyRevit in the best way possible. Secondly, create your own pyRevit extension. Create your toolbar, set up your development environment, and try creating a few tools. Copy existing tools from somewhere, modify them to your own needs, and just get a taste of being a developer. This is a really important step. And then whenever you're ready, join Learn Revit API course to save time and to get access to even more resources. This is the most comprehensive course on Revit API with the ongoing support in the community. There is nothing like that out there, and it will teach you how to create your own custom add-ins. And lastly, I want to say a huge thanks to everybody who is still watching. I hope you got a lot of value from this presentation, and you're gonna get even more value from the all resources that I've provided to you. It was my pleasure to present it to you. My name is Erik Frits, and I'm the founder of LearnRevitAPI.com website. I create a lot of content on YouTube and LinkedIn, and I will be your next Revit API instructor whenever you are ready. And please don't forget to download these free resources. You can get them at learnrevitapi.com/ebook or /pyRevit starter kit. And now I want to wish you happy coding on this Revit API journey. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them during this Q&A session after the presentation. Or if you're watching it later on the YouTube, just comment down below.